This podcast was recorded on Gadigal land.
We would like to acknowledge the Gadigal of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of this land, and pay our respects to elders both past and present.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Welcome to High Stakes.
The podcast about the famous feuds, frenemies, and falling outs that have shaped pop culture. I'm Maddie Bogish.
And I'm Laura Marcia, and we are two Sydney-based journalists obsessed with all things celebrity gossip. Maddie, how are you?
I'm good. Every time I'm like,
she's fine.
I'm fine. How are you?
Come on, you got to give me a bit more than that.
Yeah,
The people want more.
No, it's true. I was thinking about what I was going to talk to you on the way in this morning, and I think I have two things.
Okay, hit me with them.
The first being the dopamine rush that you get by being told you are doing a good job by your fitness/Pilates instructor.
Second to none.
Right?
Second to none.
And I think maybe this is just because my dopamine levels, sometimes they go low.
Yeah.
But you really feel so much better about yourself when your instructor's hovering over you going, good job, Madison.
100%.
Yeah.
No, I definitely feel that to the extent where I'm like, wow, that gave me such a rush. Do I have a praise kink? But I don't, I promise.
I might.
Hey, you know what? And there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not.
All I'm saying is that I love it so much. And another thing that I love is lifting more weight than the men around me in the gym, or when I'm in a strength class and the trainer goes, wow, good work, but in an impressed way.
Oh, wow, good work.
Or
good
just
work.
like, well, because I'm doing strength classes.
Yeah.
And like,
you're a strong girl. You're a strapping young woman.
Strapping young woman is harsh.
I've always said that about you.
It's like that one time when I was like, I think I was 12 years old. A family friend of my cousin was complimenting my two older brothers about how handsome they were, and then also paused and then was like, and your daughter, she's very handsome also. Yeah.
Surely it was a joke.
It was not a joke. It was serious.
Oh my God, who was this person?
I don't even remember, but it did haunt me and probably hurt me deep down.
No.
Don't worry, it's fine now.
All of Laura's problems can be traced back to that one time that she got told she was handsome. I think you are so beautiful.
I think you're so beautiful.
That's nice.
What was the second thing you were going to tell us?
Second thing. Okay, on the topic of beautiful, obviously we covered Hailey Bieber last week.
Yeah.
And Road Beauty is her brand.
We did.
And for those in Australia, know that Road Beauty is not available in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
But there is one product that you can get a pretty good dupe for.
Oh.
I don't know what it's called. The Milky Toner.
Oh my God, is this the TBH Skincare Milky Toner?
No, it's the Bubble Cosmic Silk Milk Toner.
Okay, that's amazing because the other one's always sold out.
Yes, well, maybe this one's going to sell out too. We're not going to be able to get either of them.
Oh, I'm going to try to get both. They're both good. I love TBH Skincare.
Yeah, Bubble is incredible and it's so affordable and you just pick it up from Priceline.
Oh,
okay. This has accidentally turned into a commercial for Priceline.
If any of the brands that we mentioned want to sponsor us, just give us a DM. We're obviously fans. No, that's good though because I
love Bubble.
I've heard amazing things from like the Milky Toner from Road Skincare, so I'm like, also I need all the help that I can get.
It's, you know what, I was going to say it's true, but I meant that more so for me and not for you.
But
I'm not trying to insult you.
No, thanks. Don't worry. I'm not too sensitive after the handsome thing. I promise I'm okay. No. Just that this brings me on to my topic. So I have locked in a date for my wedding. Awesome.
Nice.
I am betrothed, so it's exciting. But it's made me be like, fuck, I got to fix my skin. I've got to do all this stuff. I know it's really toxic. Sorry, but
it's the wedding industry.
I know.
Is a big one for a reason. They're tapping into your insecurities.
I know, but I do have painful cystic acne. It's under my chin, so it's actually really lucky because you can't really see it.
I was going to say, I've never noticed.
It's really, I feel like that's a blessing even though it hurts. So but I am thankful for that.
Yeah.
What I was going to tell you is the food that I want to do.
Oh, okay, fun.
I want to do a pig on a spit. Because it's outdoors, right? And then my dad's going to make cannolis.
Just turning around with an apple in its mouth. Okay, medieval queen.
Oh my God, that's not what I was going for. But when I did look at the venue, there was a medieval wedding that was being done that afternoon. No, it's just it's on a fucking farm.
You're having a very rustic
I guess so.
Vibes?
Yeah.
Are you going to do a giant tiramisu or is that just my idea that I want you to do?
She's messaged me 3 times about it. No, I did suggest
one
that.
Of those big tiramisus.
I love that idea too. And it's still on the cards, don't worry. But my dad really wants to make cannoli and I just think that's so nice.
Oh, no, that's
and
nice too.
Cannoli's my favourite dessert, so it was such a lovely offer. So I'm awesome.
Do
Go
the
for
cannoli.
it, John. Yeah. Anyway.
On your John.
On your John. But
a pig on a spit is so funny.
I know. It is funny, isn't it? He's all for it.
Yeah.
He keeps calling it big barbecue. Also,
Laura's wedding's just big barbecue.
big barbecue and giant grazing table with cold meats. It's actually just an opportunity for me to eat multiple cold meats.
It's just a butcher showing.
Basically.
Nice,
Yeah.
I guess.
Anyway, so we're not talking about meats today, are we?
I don't think so.
But we're talking about beef.
Oh, stop. I actually can't. Get out. Leave. You have to leave right now.
Hey.
I wasn't expecting that from you. That's something that I would get from myself.
I know. That's why I thought it was good. I thought you were going to like it.
I'd really like it.
All right.
Oh, my God. Okay.
All right.
Well, let's get into the beef. This week on The Grill, we're talking about Lily Allen's explosive album West End Girl, which outlines her beef with her allegedly cheating ex, David Harbour, how the internet is turning on life coach Mel Robbins, and Kevin Federline's explosive memoir Taking Aim at Britney Spears.
Let's get into it. Last Friday, British pop star Lily Allen released her long-awaited album West End Girl. The album is somewhat of a return to music for Lily after her last album No Shame was released in 2018. But West End Girl is sending the internet into a tizzy because it seemingly details Lily's move to New York and her very complicated split with her husband of 5 years, Stranger Things star David Harbour. And essentially it outlines how he fucked her over and cheated on her.
Which is such a shame because David Harbour is such a hottie.
He's so hot. I also, big long-term Lily Allen fan from the get-go.
Yeah, she's probably more of a hottie.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So the story was that these two met on Raya, the very fancy dating app, in 2019, and they got married in Vegas in 2020. And at the time, they were heralded as like proof that true love exists. And their photos were really, really iconic. They got married by an Elvis. I know.
That is sweet.
Yeah. And David even once told people, "I am so grateful that I'm not alone anymore and that I have someone that I can tell everything to." Wholesome.
I think that's really nice. And all good relationships start on Raya.
That's what I've heard. Do you reckon?
No, not in the slightest. I was kidding. Anyway, hindsight, much like the year of their marriage, is 2020. In December 2024, Lily was spotted back on Raya with a bio that allegedly read, "Looking for someone to start couples therapy with."
What a way to launch your breakup. And also, I love that bio.
Right. And according to The Sun, Lily suspected David was cheating and joined Raya in order to catch him in the act. Lily was looking for women who were on Raya and cross-referencing them with women David follows on Instagram to try and figure out who he was seeing, the source claimed. Apparently, this method led her to a profile belonging to David with a bio which read, "Closet nerd that plays tough guys on your TV."
That sucks. And more proof that women are so funny and men suck.
Like, hers was so funny.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then his is like, "Oh, I'm a nerd and I'm on TV." That's what I'm reading into that.
And don't you think the women would have seen that and been like, he's married?
Yes. Actually, look, I don't know. I don't know if I would see David Harbour and immediately be like, married to Lily Allen, if I wasn't so in the media and online.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, their split was confirmed again by People on February 3rd, 2025. But when Lily released West End Girl, which was reportedly written in 10 days after their split, it was clear that she had things to say. The whole album references this scenario, but there were 3 songs in particular which reference David's affair, which are Ruminating, Sleepwalking, and Tennis. Here are some of the lyrics in Ruminating. "Ruminating, ruminating, I've been up all night. Did you kiss her on the lips and look into her eyes? Did you have fun now that it's done? Baby, won't you tell me I'm still your number one?" But then in Sleepwalking, she says, "Who said romance isn't dead? Been no romance since we wed. Why aren't we fucking, baby? Yeah, that's what you said. But you let me think that it was in my head. And nothing to do with them girls in your bed." It's really hard reading out lyrics without sounding like you're kind of rapping at like a slam poetry event. Anyway, so the next song, Tennis, she describes a moment where David was like showing her a picture on his phone on Instagram, but then a text from a woman who is allegedly named Madeline, or at least in the story of the album is named Madeline, pops up and he snatches the phone out of her hands. And in the song it says, "So I read your text and now I regret it. I can't get my head round how you've been playing tennis. If it was just sex, I wouldn't be jealous. You won't play with me. And who's Madeline?"
Yes. All I can think of is like names have been changed to protect identities.
100%.
Yeah.
And we will get to that.
Yeah, oh, true. It is true. And we will also note here that Lily and David, weren't they polyamorous?
They had an open relationship, which is a big theme in this album, by the way.
Okay.
But they had rules within it. So, like, the album at least outlines how they could sleep with other people, but there had to be money exchanged and it couldn't be someone they knew. However,
Money exchange? So it had to be an escort?
Yeah, or a sex worker, yeah.
Ah.
And I think Lily in this album kind of alleges that he broke those rules.
Okay.
And that was in place because they were both away from each other while filming. And it was just a physical thing. I know.
Men are so disappointing.
Yes.
Anyway, this leads us to Madeline, a track with the same name she saw pop up on his phone. In this song, she talks about how he broke the rules of their open marriage by messaging someone they knew. Lily even admits that she messaged Madeline to find out whether they had just had sex or if emotion was involved. Ultimately, it's a pretty vulnerable, revealing album which details infidelity, open marriages, and heartbreak. Interestingly, a woman not called Madeline has come forward claiming to be the woman the song is about.
According to the Daily Mail, the song is allegedly about a woman named Natalie Tippett. And she's a 34-year-old costume designer who worked in a film with David in 2021 called We Have a Ghost. The publication claimed that they had an affair while he was filming the movie, and allegedly he even flew Natalie back to his home in Atlanta without Lily knowing.
We have a ghost and it's this fucking relationship.
Yeah. It's a poltergeist, baby. But when asked about this whole situation, Natalie said, "Of course I've heard the song, but I have a family and things to protect. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter and I understand this is going on." And also multiple publications around this said that she said that quote with an eye roll. I wonder if that's true.
Surely journalists don't just make up that. Oh, wait, who were the publications?
Well, it was Daily Mail, and then it was Page 6 was like writing around Daily Mail's report.
Okay.
And I was just kind of like, I get it.
Apparently an eye roll.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, she also went on to say it's a little bit scary for me and was like talking about being in the public eye and being in the middle of this scandal. When she was asked, like there's this one song where Lily does reflect on texts that she sent her to kind of find out whether it was just physical, if there were emotions. And I think the Daily Mail asked her whether she knew that these texts would be mentioned in song. And she said, yeah, but she didn't want to elaborate further. So it's a weird thing because she's kind of owning up, unless they kind of really twisted her quotes in the articles that we've read and the way they reported it. She kind of does own up to it, but also doesn't want to lean in 100%. What do you make of it?
Maybe it's more so like he's obviously cheated with multiple women and now they're all starting to come forward being like, I'm Madeline. And then he's like, oh, no, none of you are Madeline.
Yeah. Maybe Madeline just sounded good. But I think it sucks. Heartbreak sucks. Listening to this album is hard.
I really love Lily Allen and I'm glad she had to get her heart broken to create something so good.
It is truly beautiful. It's such a good album. And it's a good album because she's so vulnerable, I think.
Aligned.
I'm going to listen to this after that episode.
I think we should listen to it when we walk back to work.
Okay. But yeah, no. We don't. David Harbour, who was heralded as this lovely, sexy man. Bam, bam.
Garbage rat.
Garbage rat, indeed.
Garbage rat.
Yeah.
I did write in the show notes he's a bad guy. And in the song West End Girl, which is obviously the namesake of Lily's album, Lily reflects on her time playing Jenny in the West End stage play 222, A Ghost Story. And this was a role that she got apparently without auditioning for. I would also just give her the job.
Give it to her.
She's incredible. Anyway. Lyrics in the song include, "That's when your demeanour started to change. You said that I'd have to audition."
Oh.
At the same time, footage has also resurfaced of him just being a little bit awkward in an interview with her. It was on the Daily Mail, and it's just like he's just like being weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Should we roll
get
a
it
clip?
up? Yeah, video awkward. Here we go.
What's the first time? Sorry. It's the first time that I've been here because it's not my usual industry or crowd. But yeah, I'm just really, really, really honoured and happy and humbled to be here and to be nominated. Is just like beyond. Yeah, I don't know what's happening really, but I couldn't be happier.
Is it your first time at the
Yeah.
My first time what?
At the Olympics.
Or first time around me? What did you?
She said, is it your first time here?
But the Olympics is. I've done about 100,000 plays, never been recognized. Congratulations, darling.
Oh. Okay, that's awful.
Yeah, me just saying, oh, it was pretty awkward probably wasn't good enough.
But that's like...
He just, obviously, I mean, we don't know. It could have been quite an awkward interaction because he might have been nervous. We don't know how actors
Totally.
are. And, like, I think if someone was interviewing my partner and then all of a sudden they leapt forward and asked me a question, I'd be like, what? You want to talk to me?
No, totally get that. But I don't know.
It could have just been a bit happier for her. Could have touched her.
He could have just been like, even that comment, I've done 100,000 plays and I've never been nominated, but she did such an amazing job and I'm so proud of her. Boom, baby. Even if you don't feel that way, just like kind of polish a turd for the cameras. I don't know.
Literally. Be like, I'm so proud of her. That's all he had to say.
And it felt really yucky. Imagine having a partner who's just not backing you when you're about to get an award like that.
I know. It's
Ay,
sad.
ay, ay.
Anyway, as well as that very awkward looking interview, when I think it was opening night of her play, he sent her a bunch of flowers and called them bad luck flowers and wrote in the card, and this was what she put on her Instagram story at the time: "My ambitious wife, these are bad luck flowers because if you get reviewed well in this play, you will get all kinds of awards and I will be miserable. Your loving husband."
Okay.
Like, I'm like, is he being funny or is he just a bad guy?
But it's ever funny to just be like, I'm going to be miserable by your success. Like, that's not funny to me.
No.
That breaks my heart.
I know. And it's like, it's hard because we don't know what their sense of humor was like when they
Yeah.
were together. Maybe they liked to neg each other.
Yeah. Maybe, but I think that's a generous, I think you're being generous. But then again, like we said, hindsight, 2020.
It's true. So what are we rating this one on the beef scale, baby?
A juicy medium.
You reckon?
Yeah.
More to come?
I don't know. I don't know if there's more to come. Do you think he's going to comment? Because I think his best bet is to stay quiet.
Well, he should shut the fuck up for the rest of eternity.
Yeah.
Eternity. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, David Harbour. Oh my God, that's so funny. But yeah, okay, so juicy medium, do you agree?
Yep, I agree.
All right.
Now on to our next story. This week, thanks to the podcast Good Noticings, which used to be Celebrity Memoir Book Club, featuring Ashley Hamilton and Claire Parker, people have started to question whether life coach Mel Robbins is really who she says she is.
Yeah.
Juicy. In case you haven't heard of Mel Robbins, I'm pretty sure most of our listeners would have heard of Mel Robbins, but just in case you hadn't, she is an American author, podcast host, and lawyer who has made a name for herself in the self-help space. She started out as a life coach who eventually had a bunch of celebrity clients before moving into motivational speaking and then podcasting in 2022.
She's most famous for her Let Them theory. Originally, it was a podcast episode, but then it exploded in popularity so much that she made the concept into a book in 2024. Basically, the Let Them theory is like a mindset shift that is meant to help you reduce stress and anxiety by, like, if someone does something, let them. You know, it's not super groundbreaking. But anyway, have you heard of this theory?
Yes, and I think it's fucking stupid.
I think it's reductive.
I mean, well, the girlies agree with us in this story anyway, but
Yeah.
I think it's a stupid theory. Like, I do understand there are some times where things are out of your control.
Yeah.
And you can be like, yeah, I'm just going to let someone do that. But we all know that we teach people how to treat us and how to behave around us. So I just think by letting someone get away with poor behavior,
Yeah.
that's
I also
stupid.
think as women, we have to unlearn politeness to an extent. And sometimes we have to be a little bit more reactive and advocate for ourselves in certain situations. When I first heard the Let Them theory, I was all for it. But when I reflected on what it actually meant for me in my life, I thought, no, I'm too passive as a person to actually take this on board.
Yeah.
That's my beef with it. I just think, like, at first it sounds catchy and easy and it doesn't take any critical thinking to make work. But then you actually think about it and you're like, is this serving me or is this serving the people around me?
Serving the people around you.
Yeah.
Because they will go on blindly not knowing that they've done anything wrong.
Exactly.
They just live in La Vida Loca.
But I
etc.
do also get why it went so crazy, bonkers, bananas.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let them aside, kind of. On Wednesday, the podcast Good Noticing released an episode in which they spoke about a bunch of different topics, but they also did a deep dive into Mel Robbins and her various career claims. But as two media-savvy girls who are trying to market a podcast just like us, they did a bunch of TikToks where they basically called Mel Robbins a grifter, and these videos caught the attention of the masses. Shall we watch a couple?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
If you have been waiting for years for somebody to come out and talk about what a friggin' scam artist Mel Robbins is, my co-host Ashley just read 2 of her books, watched numerous interviews, read old profiles to find out the fact that, spoiler alert, she makes up her origin story every single time to whatever benefits her most. She is such a little fraudster. She's burnt a lot of bridges. And if you have been waiting for somebody to finally say, the Let Them theory isn't that brilliant and it's kind of plagiarized and it doesn't even work that often, this is your episode. Good Noticings wherever you get podcasts. Ashley read 2 Mel Robbins books and like ancient interviews and watched a TEDx talks from 2011 to prove a point about why Mel Robbins is absolutely a scam. And I'm so excited for you guys to hear it tomorrow. It is wild what she found. This woman is just like making things up as she goes to be like, well, what? You cannot believe what Ashley found. I've never seen someone do so much research. She deserves a doctorate. She deserves a Jay Shetty online accreditation in PhDing on Mel Robbins. I cannot wait for you guys to hear the episode on Wednesday.
Yeah, so clearly they got beef.
Yeah, they do.
Also, the comments were really positive when they came out being like, Mel Robbins is a grifter. Here are just some comments from those videos. I want to hug you for doing this deep dive. No one in my real life understands my obsession with motivational speaker to grifter pipelines. Funny. The grifter life coaches podcasters are the MLMs of the 2010s. kind of true.
It's true.
And another comment said, from the girlies who always know instantly from the vibes, but everyone calls us crazy. Thank you. So they did this episode, and the episode all encompassing was 1 hour and 40 minutes. But if you go to 44 minutes of the Good Noticing most recent episode, they talk in depth about Mel Robbins and how she kind of shifts her origin story to suit what she's selling. They're not tiptoeing around this. They are like coming for her. And they're not the only ones who don't vibe with our girl Mel. Here is the opinion of a TikTok therapist called Therapy Jeff.
My favorite.
3 reasons I hate Mel Robbins and her reductive dumb shit let them theory, and you should too. 1, let your mom be mad at you. Let your partner be disappointed in you. Let your best friend have an emotional reaction and just don't worry about it. No, that's not emotional maturity. That's emotional avoidance dressed up in soundbite podcast therapy speak. If someone you love is hurt by you, you don't just let them, you get curious about why. You figure out what part of you got defensive or avoidant or dismissive. You own your piece. You do the emotional work so you don't just repeat the same cycle with the next person. Let them isn't boundaries, it's bypassing. 2, it's deeply individualistic. It's main character energy meets therapy for people who refuse to apologize. It's the kind of selfish that says personal responsibility means never having to repair. It's giving alt-right pipeline, if you ask me. Let them has big don't relate, just detach vibes. That's not emotional growth. That's isolation with boomer energy. 3, different problems need different solutions. If your husband wants to wear a dumb hat that looks like it was designed by a toddler, fine, let him. The stakes are low. If your best friend cancels plans because she's overstimulated, yeah, let her. That's compassion. But if your partner keeps shutting down every time you express a need and you respond with, let them, congratulations. You've just rebranded emotional neglect as Zen. The truth is, let them only feels good because it lets you skip the part where you have to do any actual relational work. It's not emotional intelligence, it's emotional outsourcing. Bonus reason, I just feel like Mel's in it for the fame. I can't prove it, but I don't know, it feels right.
I love him.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, interesting. Anyway, back to Mel's origins. Basically, Claire and Ashley are claiming that Mel changes her origin story whenever it suits her. One example is the let them theory origin story itself. You see, Mel claims that it started when she was freaking out that her son wasn't organised for prom and hadn't made a dinner booking and organised other things.
Yeah, it was just really unorganised throughout the whole day.
Sounds like a man. Anyway. And her daughter simply said, just let them, and it sparked the whole thing. Well, so Mel says. However, if you ask poet and content creator named Cassie Phillips, there's a whole different story. Back in 2022, Cassie penned a poem called Let Them, which she published online. It was a poem about self-acceptance and abandonment, which resulted in its own viral moment in the online poetry space, with many people resonating with the message of letting go of the toxicity in their lives. She even got Let Them tattooed on her arm.
While let them, as a concept, how many times can you say that fast?
Let them.
Let them.
Let them.
Well, let them might not be like this groundbreaking idea. You know, people can think of this phrase more than once, but it did cause people to wonder whether Mel had actually plagiarized or at least was inspired by Let Them by Cassie's poem. So someone commented on Mel Robbins' video, this is tattoo worthy. Mel Robbins responds, it really is. And then Cassie Phillips, who has a Let Them tattoo, and that's what sparked this whole thing, wrote, it was inspired by a tattoo, and my words. That is where the theory originated and where it went viral. You haven't been crediting. Youchie. Here's what Cassie had to say about that.
So if you haven't watched the rest of that video, basically she goes on to describe the let them theory method. If you've never heard of it, you should just basically go Google Let Them poem by Cassie Phillips. And if that name looks familiar, it's because it's my name. I wrote that when I still am, a single mom, working 2 jobs at a small bar, crying on a glass top bar, trying to figure out who I was and what I was going to do in life, and why I was bending over backwards for so many people that didn't deserve it, and not giving that same love to myself.
In the caption of that video, she wrote, my words should not have been trademarked against me or the others that use them for inspiration. We should not pay homage to someone who joined in late to the game on what we have all been practicing.
It's true. Also, the fact that she's like trademarked that theory. Sorry, you've just trademarked people being dismissive avoidant babes. Are you going to trademark a whole group of people? Oh, she's trademarked me. There I am.
You're done.
I'm done.
You're under Mel Robbins now. And the thing is, though, it's like not let them isn't like a super original idea, let's be honest.
No, it's not.
But the thing is that Mel doubled down. Like when she was straight up asked by The Guardian during a chat whether she was inspired by Cassie's poem, she said, "The let them theory has its roots in Buddhism, Stoicism, the Serenity Prayer, and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr." In quotes, his son gives a quote in the book about it. And therapeutic modalities like the detachment theory and radical acceptance. I believe that's why saying let them and let me is so powerful. It feels familiar to everyone because it is. Lord, how do we feel about it? How do you feel about it?
Oh my God. Well, I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous that she's ripped someone off. I also love the work that the Good Noticings podcast have done to kind of resurface all of this information, because so many people would be heralding Mel Robbins is like this pioneer. This is like free thinker. I'm sorry, let them. Shut up.
Yeah, too much.
I just think it's ridiculous. And like she's gone viral. Are we going to get cancelled for this?
I think it might cause discourse in our comments on TikTok.
Oh, true.
But I don't think it's anything we can't deal with.
No, that's true. To be fair, like I'm obviously not saying anything against Mel explicitly.
No.
I just think the theory is silly. It shouldn't be trademarked. The fact that it got turned into a book and it was based on someone else's idea.
Yeah, it's not good. And all she needed to say as well is like, I got inspiration from this poem. This poem inspired me. She could still write a book about it. She obviously expanded further than a poem that was less than 50 words.
Yeah.
Right? So she has every right to use that as a jumping off point.
Absolutely.
But to say it came from her daughter only and not this other previously viral movement feels a bit icky.
The one thing I could ask, though,
Yes.
is maybe what if Mel's daughter had previously seen that poem and then told Mel? So maybe the origin is correct.
Yeah. No, I'm sure it could be. I think two people can very much have this idea.
I mean,
it's not that
doesn't
deep.
really seem like an original thought.
No, absolutely
I think my
not.
mum said it to me on numerous occasions. One time she just said, "Madison, choose happiness." And I feel like that's quite similar.
This is like that time my dad said to me, "Laura, don't be anxious." This is when I like...
And that's the same as let them,
It's-
because like
yeah.
let them is for the overthinkers, right? If you're overthinking constantly, they're just like, no, just let them do that and you're going to focus on you.
Just why don't you stop being anxious?
It's all the same.
It's all the same. But no, I just think some acknowledgement would be nice if if they were even aware of the overlap in concepts.
Yeah.
But where do you rate it on the beef scale?
Oh, I'm going to rate this one maybe a rare.
Yeah.
Rare? Well, you're too quick to agree with me. Are you sure?
Well, no, I think this is a rare. I think it is because, to be totally honest with you, like people were loving Mel Robbins sick until this kind of happened.
Oh,
Do you reckon?
true.
Like, I think we're only
I
seeing the
wasn't.
beginning. Oh, no, me neither. But we were seeing the beginning waves of this discourse. It's only just picking up steam now on TikTok, and it's thanks to Good Noticings. I also want to note, if you want to hear more about it and go into the research that Claire and Ashley have done, go listen to their podcast.
Yeah, it's good.
They've done all the hard work for us, essentially. For our third and final story, Kevin Federline has hit out at his ex-wife, Britney Spears, in his memoir, You Thought You Knew. To give a little bit of background here, American actor, dancer, and DJ Kevin Federline, who also goes by the name K-Fed.
It actually makes sense that he's a DJ. The bad ones are always DJs.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah. He was married to Britney from 2004 to 2007, and the pair share two children, Sean Preston and Jaden James. Shortly after her divorce to K-Fed, though, Britney was forced to give him full custody of their children and pay child support. And she was placed under a conservatorship. This was after a period of public mental health struggles, including when she shaved off her hair and belted a paparazzi's car, which I think all of that is fair from her.
Me too.
Yeah. And she also refused to hand her children over to K-Fed at one point.
I think all of these things are fair,
I agree.
given what we know about growing up in the spotlight, and also given what we know about growing up in the spotlight and the mental trauma and toll that can take. And also she's having her children taken away from her.
Yeah.
Like, that's feminine rage. Let her lock herself into a bathroom with her sons.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think feminine rage is a really good way to put that. Because also when she shaved her head, it was because she's been basically under surveillance by the press for her whole teenage adult life. And it was a freeing moment where she was just like, fuck you, I don't want to be your hot girl.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, that's so fair.
And then belting a paparazzi's car, stop fucking following me.
Yeah.
I would do all of those things, but also
Also,
I'm not particularly stable.
I don't think we are. I think you can really tell from this episode specifically that we are perhaps not the most stable of girls. That's okay. It's all right.
That's so
It's
fine.
all right. But yes, I don't think any of this needed to result in a conservatorship.
No.
And as we all know, that was quite a willy-nilly decision.
Yeah, exactly. And for those of you who don't know, this conservatorship gave her father, Jamie Spears, and her attorney control over her personal and financial life. But it wasn't as simple or as nice as Britney's dad helping her make decisions while she got back on her feet. This conservatorship was cited as an abusive and controlling one, and Britney alleged that she was forced to work against her will, wasn't able to make decisions around getting married or having kids, and she was forced to take certain medications. The conservatorship lasted until 2021, after the Free Britney movement went rampant on socials and Britney was finally given control back over her life.
What a time to be online, can I just say?
Literally,
That was
It all started with Leave Britney Alone back in 2008, hey?
very much before its time.
Yeah, exactly. And this leads us to the beef. So on October 21, Kevin Federline released a bombshell memoir titled You Thought You Knew, which he used ghostwriter Alex Holstein. And while Britney and his marriage wasn't particularly long, 2 years, the 228-page book holds a lot of space for the pop icon.
Yeah, and some of the more pressing claims in the memoir include he accuses Britney of drinking when she was pregnant and taking cocaine while her two sons were still breastfeeding. These claims, which have been brought up previously, but Britney denies. He also alleged that when her sons Sean and Jaden were teens, and I quote, they would awaken sometimes at night to find her standing silently in the doorway watching them sleep. Oh, you're awake? With a knife in hand, he writes. Then she'd turn around and pad off without explanation. Yikes.
Yeah.
K-Fed also wrote, the truth is, this situation with Britney feels like it's racing towards something irreversible. From where I sit, the clock is ticking and we're getting close to the 11th hour. And he also said that he backed the conservatorship and he could never fully get behind the Free Britney movement. These claims are super disturbing, but I do think that the general population and the media alike are taking them with a grain of salt, as we should. The Independent referred to You Thought You Knew as a ghoulish incomprehensible memoir, while Vanity Fair made a point of writing, it's not by any means the hottest take in the literary world to say, gee, a lot of Kevin Federline's memoir was about Britney Spears, huh? Which is so funny.
It's so funny. And in an interview on UK Breakfast Show this morning, one of the hosts presses on K-Fed's reasons for releasing the memoir and whether he had any ulterior motives. Let's roll the tape.
Yes, please.
There is criticism, Kevin, that it seems very timely, that the maintenance payments for you and the boys have ended suddenly, and now you are releasing a book. Is there anything in that?
No, I mean, look, I could have cashed in years ago whenever the dollar amount would have been extraordinarily higher. You know, this is about me being able to tell my truths. You know, she got to tell her story. And, you know, I really felt like this was the time. I waited until my kids were old enough to get behind it. And this is what I'm doing.
Kevin, can I ask you a question? I don't know Britney, but I've seen her on social media. And to me now, she looks incredibly vulnerable. Do you think this book is the right thing to release right now?
I think, yes, I think that this is the perfect time to release this because I think that the clock is ticking on this, right? And this book is not only me being able to tell my story and bring the truth to light, but it's also a cry for help, like I said. And that's what we do for the people that we care about, right? And she is vulnerable right now, and it's a horrible situation that I'm witnessing and the world is witnessing. But the situation that has been created out of this, it's like we've tried everything else. We've tried to go behind the scenes. We've tried so many different things, interventions, rehab, all of these things over the years, and nothing has worked, you know? So now it's like I'm crying to the public to like step up and make this plea, right? Because nobody can come in here and do anything. Like nobody can force her to do anything. The decision is on her now. And I feel like if the public could just get behind my sons and get behind what I'm trying to do here, and we're pleading with her to take the first step. We're pleading with her. That's what this is.
That she is very much trying to get herself together and keep herself together. And this book and what you're saying is doing nothing other than damaging her further.
Well, You know, we can agree to disagree on that, right? Because there's plenty of things going on without me actually prying into her private life that's been going on since conservatorship ended. You know, this is a wake up call. This is not something. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to hurt her. I care about her. I care about my family. And I'm just trying to do the right thing for my sons. I don't want my sons to wake up and go through the unimaginable. I keep saying this, and I understand that it's difficult, and I understand that it's tough for people to hear because it's so shocking, and all of this is news to people. But it is a very serious situation.
I think these journalists did a really good job at not giving him a platform for him to be like, yes, this book is truthful. Like, they really pressed him. Now, before the book's publication date, Brittany took to X to write, "The constant gaslighting from ex-husband is extremely hurtful and exhausting. I have always pleaded and screamed to have a life with my boys. Relationship with my teenage boys is complex. I have felt demoralized by this situation and have always asked and almost begged for them to be a part of my life." Since then, Brittany has also said in a now deleted Instagram post that her wings were taken away, while a spokesperson for the singer gave the following statement to People. "With news from Kevin's book breaking, once again, he and others are profiting off her, and it sadly comes after child support has ended with Kevin. All she cares about are her kids, Sean Preston and Jaden James, and their well-being during this sensationalism. She detailed her journey in her memoir, The Woman in Me." Okay, so what do we make of this?
This sucks. I think this really sucks. And he's clearly trying to profit off her.
Obviously, yes.
Like, I don't know a lot about him these days, I'll be totally honest. I haven't really followed him since 2008. But back then...
He's trying to stay relevant.
Yeah, well, you know, he probably fucking is.
Yeah.
But back then, not a good guy.
No, he was a terrible guy. He started dating Brittany when he was with someone else and they had a child together and this other woman was pregnant.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah, and I think he outlines it in this memoir. I haven't read the memoir.
If you've got a memoir, you might as well.
But then I think that Brittany also detailed it. He also wrote that at 25, when he recounted his encounter with Brittany, that knowing his 25-year-old brain, he just wanted to hit or something.
What?
Yeah.
In the book?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh. So what are we going to rate this one?
I think we're going to rate it as overcooked. Simply because Kevin has been very obviously profiting off of Brittany this whole time. He was first, profiting off of her conservatorship and then her paying child support. And then when that runs out, he's trying to profit off of her shortcomings.
Yeah.
And she is a very vulnerable woman. Like, she has outwardly spoken about being traumatized and she's just trying to get on with her life. And this man will not let her get on with her life.
Yes, I think this is a reheated rubbery cash cow that's served up. And it sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. To summarize, like we were saying, sorry, Kevin Federline, your vulnerable wife isn't a cash cow.
Yep.
And I hope you get what's coming to you.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess that's where we're ending things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we don't end on a completely devastating note. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate us, because I think it's the only way we can really know not only if we're doing a good job at what content is working, what you would like to see more or less of. Please let us know.
Also, you heard at the top of the episode how much positive reinforcement means to Mad Dog.
Oh, yeah, it's true. I need to be told I'm doing a good job or else I get really sad.
Exactly. So please tell her and me that we're doing a good job.
Perfect. Well, I guess that's all we have time for today.
Thanks for listening. You can follow High Stakes on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
And don't forget, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at High Stakes Pod.
Love ya. Bye.
Bye.